loads of people.
So you mean the breathing?
Yeah. Could you do it standing up?
No, don't. Yeah, as a safety, we don't ever want to do it standing up, because sometimes when we do all that breath and all the oxygen, we can feel a little lightheaded. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why we do it sitting down, just in case. Just in case. But if you're around lots of people, you know what a good thing is to do? You can get everyone to do the breathing, because what happens is when people in groups do it, and I do my workshops, and Dale has been on one of these workshops, there was maybe 15 people in the room, 50 people all at the same time with breath work, and it was really powerful. Everyone felt energized, everyone felt relaxed. So yeah, get people involved. But if you want to do it on your own for some me time, perhaps just politely ask if you can just go to your room and close the door and find that time in yourself, and they'll understand.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool. Big dog. Thank you very much for that, Kieran. And he muted himself as well. He knows how to use Zoom. Okay. So who else has a question? If you want to physically raise your hand, you can do, or there's a little button you can press, raise your hand. Who else would like to ask Dan a question about freezing cold showers? But if just while we're going, by the way, obviously Daniel did say it'd be better if there was parental supervision if you're having the cold shower for the first time. Obviously, it might be a bit awkward if the parent was in the bathroom at the same time. So maybe the door could be ajar, and as a child you say, "Mom, Dad, I'm about to have my freezing cold shower now. I'm going to have a hot shower, and then I'm going to have 5 seconds at the end, just letting you know, and I'll shout, I'll give 2 claps when I'm done." Does that sound cool, kids? Yeah? Instead of having the parent in the bathroom with you, you just say, "Going to have a cold shower now, everybody. Get in there, do your thing, come out, finish. That was cold." So, does anybody have a question?
Well, someone's just asked, how do you feel relaxed by breathing?
Oliver, where's Oliver?
I can answer that.
Oliver, do you want to ask that, mate?
How do you feel relaxed by breathing? Great
question, Oliver. Thank you. Now, if you remember when I showed you the breathing, I said we always breathe out of the mouth. Out breath through the mouth. Now, have you ever noticed that when we're stressed or when other people are stressed, sometimes they do this? Have you seen them sigh? Have you ever done that? And what that is the body taking over, because it knows that when we breathe out of our mouth, especially when it's a long breath out the mouth, we engage something, and it's a long word, called the parasympathetic nervous system. We don't have to remember that. All that means is when we breathe out of the mouth in a long, controlled way, it turns the body into a system that's basically called rest and digest. So when we're feeling stressed, if we take a deep breath in and then a long out breath through the mouth, so we can do that long out breath, everything starts to slow down. So our heart rate slows down. If we could measure our blood pressure, that goes down, and our thoughts, if they're really busy in our head, can start to quieten down. So if we keep doing those deep breaths in, and exhale through the mouth, and sometimes we can add a noise to it as well. We can feel the body move into relaxation, and that's how the breath makes us more relaxed. Deep, controlled breaths. That's how we get there.
Cool, nice question, Oliver. That was great. You're on my TV. Okay, Kieran, good. Is there anybody else have any questions? You can type it in, or you could just put me in the chat box, or you can just raise your hand physically like this. Oh, Ethan, have you got a question, mate? No? No? Kieran, do you have a question, buddy? Where's Kieran gone? Kieran, do you have a question, mate? No? Okay. And anybody got a question on there? They're intrigued. By the way, everybody, if you do have a question, I'm almost positive that the other people that are listening will have that same question. So if you feel like being brave, just asking a question. That's super duper. Oh, Hannah, Lily, where's Lily? Where is she? There she is.
Hi.
Oh, look, Daniel, they've muted themselves. We can't.
Ah, look at that.
I'm in control. I need to mute. I'm only joking. I love that, Lily. Well done. Lily, fire.
Why can't you breathe out your nose? It's just.
Okay, so obviously we can breathe out the nose. We do it all the time, and I'm sure you guys and girls have heard about yoga, and you're going to be speaking to someone tomorrow about that. And in yoga, we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose as well. That can be quite calming. So you can breathe out the nose if you like. But when we do that Wim Hof method breathing, we breathe out of the mouth, we are going into that deep relaxation system that I told you about, called the parasympathetic nervous system. So you can try the exercise breathing out of the nose as well. Of course you can. You're free to do that. But you won't get the deep level of relaxation at the end when we hold our breath with no air in the lungs. So that's why we breathe out the mouth. Day to day, when we're not doing the Wim Hof method, it's actually good to breathe in and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose is very healthy. One, it's better for the immune system. And two, when we breathe through our nose, we have to breathe into our bellies. It's a deeper breath. And when we breathe in through our mouth all the time, it can dry our mouth out as well, which doesn't really help with our immune system. We want to keep it moist. It's why we have to stay hydrated. So feel free to breathe in through the nose and the mouth, but it's better to breathe out of the mouth when we do the Wim Hof method.
The Wim Hof.
Yeah, Wim Hof.
Wim Hof. Oh.
Guys.
Thank you very much, Leah. That was a great question. Well done. And it's very curious. I love that. So we've got Emily Grace. Where's Emily on here? I need to find you. Emily, you are unmuted. Do you want to ask your question? Oh, I can't unmute you. There you go. Do you want to ask your question, Emily?
What's the most ideal time to do it?
What's the most ideal time? That is a fantastic question.
Yeah.
Now, this can be used, the Wim Hof method breathing can be used any time of the day, but I do recommend you do it earlier on in the day, even before breakfast. When we do it on an empty stomach, it has a more powerful effect. And at nighttime, it can energize you. So it may be, yeah, if you do it before going to bed, you might feel energized. So it's best to do it in the morning. Like the cold shower, if you do it in the morning, it energizes you, it focuses you, so you can start your day nice and strong.
What an excellent question that was. That was a great question, wasn't it? Thank you, Emily. Appreciate that.
There was
right there.
Another question that came up, Dale, on screen.
Yeah.
I just noted, someone asked, and I can't remember who, sorry, why do I feel so energized on deep breaths? Another fantastic question.
I know who that was, and I definitely want her to say that. I can't unmute her. If only, was that you?
Why?
Yeah,
Why do we feel energized after deep breathing?
Very good question. Okay, so oxygen is what we need in a breath. There's lots of other chemicals, but oxygen is the main one that keeps us alive. And when we take those huge breaths in, that oxygen goes into the cells of our body. Now, there's something in the cell called a mitochondria. You may have learned this in science. And to make it easier, imagine a cell is a car and the mitochondria is the engine. And the oxygen is the petrol. Okay, so you have all these cells in your body, millions and millions and millions of cells in the body, with these engines inside called mitochondria that run on petrol, which is oxygen. When you take those huge breaths in, all that oxygen, all that fuel is being crammed into that engine, all those millions of cells. So it ignites and it's like a battery. So we're putting loads of energy in the battery. And that's why we feel so energized. We're just topping up the battery. And maybe lots of times during the day, we're at 95%. When we do those big breaths, we go to 100% breathing. And that's why I do it with the professional athletes as well, because they feel very energized. So when they're about to do their sport or do their fighting, they feel all that energy and focus. So that's why deep breaths create that focus. Hey. Yes, Dale, you spelled it correctly. Well done. Wim Hof.
Yes.
Some people
brilliant.
use double F and it's not. WIMHOF.
Yeah, I've researched this guy quite a bit. This is a really cool time, by the way, everybody. He swam under the freezing cold ice under water, in freezing cold water, under the length of a football field, apparently, which is amazing. And it was so cold, his retinas froze, didn't they? And he had to use his memory to find a hole again. Honestly, in fact, I'm going to give you guys a mission, and your mission, not homework, a mission is to research as much as you can on Wim Hof and see what you come up with, okay? Right then, do we have any more questions, everybody out there? No from Megan. Hey, Megan, by the way. Hello. Chris, your name's not Chris, is it? What is your name? I'm going to unmute you. Hey, non-Chris. How do we do that? Can you unmute you? There you go.
My name's Jamie.
Jamie?
Hi, Jamie.
Jamie,
Yeah, but I'm my dad's phone.
Oh, okay. Hey, Chris, if you're there, are you eating an apple?
I'm only with my cat. My dad's downstairs.
Oh, okay. No worries. Cool onesie, by the way. Do you have a question for Daniel? No, you're just happy listening. Perfect, Jamie. Okay, cool. Thank you for listening. Right. Any more questions? Are we good? We've got about I'll probably say 5 minutes left. Me. Oh,
Hannah.
Hannah, yeah. Oh, Liam. What would? Oh, okay. Well, so Liam, you popped up first on the private thing. Well, Liam, I'm trying to find you. Then Hannah, you're going to go afterwards. Liam, do you want to unmute yourself, buddy? Go for it, my man.
Okay, so what is the easiest way to get relaxed?
Okay.
The easiest way to get relaxed.
Cool.
Okay. I talk about this on our workshops, and I say the breath is our sanctuary. And what do I mean by that? The sanctuary is your safe place. You know that feeling when you're at home and you just feel safe and cozy and just settled? The breath can do that. And I always tell my students and participants that we're never too busy to take one breath. I know it can seem like crazy and we've got all these jobs to do, but you are never too busy to take one deep breath. It starts from there. We inhale through the nose, and what helps is if you get your hands and place your hands on your belly, and we imagine that we're breathing into our hands, so we can feel the expansion through our bellies. So you can breathe all the way out, and then in. Hold for a moment or two, and then breathe out. And what can help is if you make it audible. So you just, and what we do is we visualize on that audible out breath, that noise, we're letting go of all of our tensions and our worries and our stresses. So what I like to do is when I get that moment, and I find that moment, is when I breathe in, I imagine breathing in positive energy, a light, and oxygen, all things good that my body and mind needs. So deep breath. And when I exhale, I visualize all the stresses, maybe give it a color. So the positive energy I draw in is bright blue. That's what I use. And when I exhale, it's a darker color like black. And it's just all the debris, all the tension just floats away and disappears. And if it feels good and you've got the time, do another deep breath and another, and repeat. But that's the best way. And also, like Dale said when he was in the ice bath, if you can and it's safe to do so, close your eyes.
Mm.
When we're scared and our eyes are open, it's the body trying to detect threats. Okay? And it sounds strange because you're like, well, I'm just sat in the living room. There's no threats. But the subconscious mind, the monkey mind, doesn't realize that. Okay? So close your eyes, reduce the outside world, and focus on the breath. In and out. There's nothing else but the breath. That's the easiest
Perfect.
way.
Lovely. That's amazing. By the way, I've never done this before. Breathing as if you're breathing in colour. So that's going to help me. I've learned something today. That's very good. I'm very visual, Dan, so I like that. Lily? Lily, do you have a question? I did say we'll come to you next, or do you want to wait for someone else?
Right now.
Let me.
Why do you feel lightheaded while doing the exercise?
Good question.
Good question, Lily. These guys have got some great questions. Okay, why do we feel lightheaded? Because we're taking in so much oxygen. Remember I talked about the cells and the mitochondria? There is so much oxygen coming in. It's almost like, imagine you've got this glass. The glass is the cell, okay? And as you're breathing in lots of oxygen, the oxygen is going higher and higher, right? But what happens when it gets to the top? You can't put in any more, can you? It's just going to keep overflowing. So that point where you feel lightheaded or dizzy is the saturation point, which means it's completely full. So that's a good indicator to know, now's the time to stop the breathing, take my full breath in, and then do the full exhale with no air. So everything's gone, and then hold the breath in. And that's how we move into the deep relaxation. So that is why we feel lightheaded. It's just a natural response. It's the body going, whoa, you know what? I'm already full of oxygen. I don't need any more. It's just the body doing its amazing thing, looking after you and keeping you safe. So get to that point, full of oxygen, 100% oxygen. Can't take in any more, can you? Because can't go more than 100%. Now's the time to do a deep exhale, let go and hold.
Brilliant question, brilliant response as usual. Lottie, do you have a question? A question popped up. Would you like to ask it? Do you want to unmute you? Go for it, Lottie.
Would it be unsafe if you did the breathing technique daily, or would it be fine?
That's a great question.
Very good question. Really good questions. Okay, so the Wim Hof method breathing is an exercise, like I said. So you don't do it all day. Like you wouldn't go to the gym 6 times a day, would you? Because the body needs to recover. So you can do the Wim Hof method breathing every day. But what we do is we say at the beginning, no more than 3 rounds of that breathing. Okay? So that breathing round that I did with you just now with Dale, that was 1 round. The 30 to 40 deep breaths, feeling that lightheadedness, then the long out breath and holding. Then when we need to breathe again, huge breath in, hold 5 to 10 seconds, and let go. That's 1 round. So in between the rounds, we just go to a relaxed breathing. And then when we feel ready, we go again. And if we want to, we go again. So don't do any more than 3 rounds per day.
Okay.
Great.
That was a great question, and there's no more questions left on the side here. Guys, I just want to say, how cool is it that we've got Daniel here teaching us all the things that we don't know. It's great. I think it's fantastic. And what even better than that is the fact that your enthusiasm and your attentiveness and your listening and your understanding is phenomenal. So let's leave it as Daniel. What piece of advice would the Daniel now would want to give to the 11-year-old Daniel?
Very good question. Very good question. I would say, you've got this. You've got this. Every day, moving forward, you get stronger, you get wiser, you get smarter. And when it feels like you've hit that level and you feel like you can't go any further because of the fear that we feel or the anxiety that we feel, know that, like I said earlier, what you've been through in the past, you've done it, you've accomplished it. You learned to walk, you learned to talk, you went to primary school, you went to, you know, you did it all by yourself. And that is what I would say. You have got this. You guys are so powerful, you really are.
Amazing question. Amazing question. Would anybody object to being on my Instagram for a second? If you don't want to, then you can stop your video. We're going to get a final piece from Dan. I'll give you 5 seconds to get rid of your video. 3, 2, 1, and hey everybody, you're live on my Instagram. What is going on? Give me a wave. This is part 2. Zoom shut off. We've got Daniel just here. Daniel, my man, thank you so much for delivering this talk. It was amazing, buddy.
Thank you.
Can we just close again just by summing up the 3 benefits to the Wim Hof method, please, my man?
Okay, summing up, 3, there are many benefits, but 3 of the main benefits personally. So 1, it boosts your immune system. You get a really strong immune system. 2, it empowers your mindset. We get comfortable with uncomfortable, which means anything we do after the breathing or the cold showers feels a lot easier because we've done the hard thing already by choice. And 3, we are the calm within the storm. The body remembers how calm we were during stressful experiences. So as stresses come our way, we just back them off. Way easier.
Perfect answer. Amazing. That was so cool. That was such an epic session. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Everybody watching this, guys, tomorrow we have a lovely lady called Heather Saint, and she's got a company actually called Karma Yoga, Kids Karma Yoga. Sorry, what is it, Dan?
It's all right. Karma Kids Yoga Therapy, KKYT.
Oh, Saul was there. Karma.
Nearly there. Yeah, you're nearly there.
And I did my very first proper yoga session yesterday in the house. And can I tell you, it was hard and it really benefited me. So we're going to be talking a lot about that tomorrow with Heather. She's an amazing girl. And we're going to be doing a few little bits of techniques as well. So if you want to bring your PE kit, feel free to, or you can wear a onesie. You can wear a onesie like Jamie, that's fine. And don't forget, guys, you can catch me on the Facebook group and on the new link as well. So I'm going to put all these videos on a special link, which is dalevincentcoaching.com. So have a look at them, catch it with that. Click through all the links. Get your parents involved as well, because I think it's really important that they're on the same page as you. We've got to make sure we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. And remember, calm in the eye of the storm.
Yes.
If you want to unmute yourselves and say goodbye to Dan, feel free, everybody. I'm going to. See you later,
Bye,
dude.
guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care, guys.